Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of the SharpSHOOTers. As always, we're your hosts, Danny and Juice. How you doing tonight, Juice? That way.
I am I am doing punctually. That's how I'm
Hey,
doing.
another 7 o'clock start for us. Hopefully that doesn't throw off the birthday boy like it did last week. Little shout out to Keverlas. Happy birthday whenever you're on.
Yeah. Welcome. We appreciate you being here. Friend of the show, longtime subber. Maybe one day we'll get him here actually in the on the show. I think so far we've had a few guests, a handful, but yeah, I definitely think he's someone we can get on here one day and he'd be fun.
For sure. Before we get started, we're going to pay the bills a little bit. Thank you to Accept the Win for being the official band of the podcast. You hear them before and after the show and during the break. And if you haven't done so already, please take some time out of your day and give us a subscription. Down below, we have 5 out of 10. We'd love to get to 10 out of 10 to help us out with our software and our computers and just try to make a little money on that. So if you could help us out, that'd be great. If you have Amazon Prime, it costs you nothing, helps us out. All the instructions are in the chat next to Juice's face.
What?
So if you could,
Nothing?
nothing at all. So if you can throw a sub,
Wow.
that'd be great. Anything you want to throw in there, Juice?
I mean, hey, listen, you've been here the last few weeks. You understand Super Duo lingo. It's the bee's knees. It's in, like Flynn. And if you want it, you got to subscribe for a month. That's it, 1 month. And you do it today. You got 3 days left.
I was gonna say,
If
how
you're gonna
much
do it,
longer on
now's
that
the
deal?
time.
3 days. This
Uh,
DS.
that deal ends on the 16th. I believe you mean Dios mío,
No, no. To
not
this
Buenos
DS.
Dias.
I mean 3 days.
I thought you said Buenos Dias. See, this is why you need Super Duolingo, folks. Um, for reasons like this. So please subscribe. You get a free month of, you get 3 free months of Super Duolingo.
Oh man.
Um, and you support us all the same. We really do appreciate anytime you take the time to support. Thank you.
All right. If you've never been on our show on a Monday, this is our fun, whatever we want to do night. Tonight, what we have in store for you are two return segments. We have Be Kind Rewind, and we have another ranking. We're going to be ranking some casket matches tonight in the Halloween season. But first, we got some trivia. And this trivia is either going to be very easy or very difficult. What's up, Harley? How you doing? Keverlast, be
Harley,
kind.
Kever,
If you didn't hear us before, happy birthday again, Keverlast. Great to see you on.
thank you for joining us on your birthday. I was gonna say sabbatical for some reason. It's not a birthday sabbatical. Your birthday celebration. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you.
uh,
All right, so
so
what's the question? Hit me. Let's
the
go.
the question again, very difficult or very easy depending on what you came across in your casket matches research. But
Mhm.
do you know what the first recorded casket match, or at least what I could find, first recorded casket
Uh,
match is either the year or who is between? Even if you name one of the contestants, I'd be impressed.
yeah, I did see this during my research and my viewership.
I thought
Now
you
I'm
would.
blanking. Um, it wasn't in WWE.
No, it was not. Pre Undertaker.
I I don't know why Dusty's jumping out of me, but I don't think it was Dusty that was in it. Man, I read this too. Damn. 'Cause it was in like the mid 80s. I want to say like 84. And I feel like was it Dusty or oh man. Um yeah, I'm gonna stick with I think it was sometime in 84 with Dusty and somebody else. Or Harley Race or something. Probably not Harley Race, but it was definitely pre WW, not pre Taker. I almost want to say it was in WCW, but like or whatever WCW was considered before, like NWA, whatever. Jada Falco says, but WWE says they invented coffin matches. They did not. All right, that's my guess. I'll take whatever I get from that.
Hey, Dusty was correct. It was
It
Dusty
was Dusty.
versus Ivan. I always mess up the last name. Koloff.
Volkov?
Oh no, Koloff. Just
Olaf.
Koloff. I thought it was
No,
something
yeah,
worse.
Olaf.
It was actually in
Like a
1980
Nikita.
though, in October
80. All right.
1980.
I knew it was. All right. I'll take a third of a
Hey,
point
that
there.
was pretty good. Like I said, I was like, oh man, if he, depending on what he saw, he either is gonna memorize, like
I,
know it right away, or be like,
yeah.
shit. So that
Yeah,
was
I
good.
remembered seeing Dusty, so that part stuck with me. What company was it? Do you have that written down?
No, I don't. I think it was WCW.
I think so too, but either way. All right. Well, either way, well done. I thought you were gonna hit me with a Taker casket question, but it worked out. So, all right. So that is our trivia. We're gonna be moving on now to our next segment, which is Be Kind Rewind. For those of you that have not seen it before, what we do is Danny and I both recommend matches to each other to
Oh,
watch,
this is a great
for
one.
any reason in particular. It could be because it's a great match that we've seen and we want them to see for the first time. It could be just a great match we want to relive. It could be a purposely bad match that we want them to suffer through and experience. It could be from any company, any reason. This particular time, we chose to have an angle on it related to Halloween, kind of like a
Yeah,
horror show,
like bad
nightmare
horror. It was awesome.
stipulation, just bad train wreck kind of matches. And with that, Danny and I both, without really talking about it, went the WCW route. Um,
So funny.
Danny,
Very different years though, almost a decade apart, which is pretty interesting.
yeah, Danny went with the 1991 Chamber of Horrors
Classic.
match, which took place on Halloween Havoc, which we'll get to in a bit. Danny picked that for me to watch, and I picked for Danny to watch the San Francisco 49ers match on WCW Nitro in 2000 between Booker T and Jeff Jarrett, which I had never heard of.
I can, so
Um,
a few
until doing
things.
this research. So I think that's a good place to start since I already kind of kicked it off. Let's start with you giving your thoughts
Hold
first
on,
on the match,
hold on,
and then
hold
I'll
on.
share whatever I have. But
So a few things really quick. New This World is now following. Thank you, New This World. Really appreciate it. That's awesome. Let's see what I
hey,
can do
yo,
here. Yeah, I
welcome.
got
We
some crowd
appreciate you
going.
joining us. New to this world, and you're joining us. What a way to kick off your life.
I
We
love it.
appreciate you being here. Thank you.
So a few things. So again, the theme we really want to for any of you guys who like watching those bad horror flicks, especially now that it's Halloween time. That was kind of like what we were going for, like like matches we know are bad, but like are kind of good because they're so bad, or interesting. I guess like however you want to kind of go with it. Um, I I can't believe you've never heard of the San Francisco match because literally there are clips like once you get into that wrestling algorithm, those clips come up all the fucking time for me. So it's really funny that I like you've never even heard of it. Eliminate and then
Yeah.
the Chamber of Horrors match, like that was a classic terrible, like so many mess ups. I hope you saw what I was looking for. Um, so like that one I
Yeah. Well,
had to give you because I know you never saw that one because that was like 1991. So like I know that was one unless you like
yeah.
someone told you to see it, you've never seen it.
Yeah, and again, for anybody new to the show, just for some context, I never watched WCW. I didn't really get into wrestling until like late '98, and even then, I only watched WWE. So my pre '98 knowledge is always a little bit weaker. I know some stuff, but anything pre '98, for the most part, I probably have not seen it. So both of these matches I never seen.
Yeah.
I had probably seen clips and heard of things, but I never heard it called a San Francisco 49ers match.
Yeah,
So
so that's the funny thing.
yeah.
Okay, so we'll start with that one. So
Yeah,
I
so
have
please, Danny, to give I've never seen it before.
oh,
I saw it, wanted to watch it. Had you seen this before? Take it away.
so I've seen clips of this match before. I've never seen it's
Okay.
in its entirety. At least maybe I saw like when it first aired because I was watching WCW at the time, especially towards the end because like it was getting so bad, but I was trying to stick it out for the wars. Ooh, that looks nice. So I've never seen this match in its entirety, but I've seen so many clips of it that I feel like I was rewatching the match. Um, in the first like 30 seconds of the match, a box falls already. So I can already tell how poorly constructed whoever put this together was.
Immediately fell. Like they
Didn't
hit the
even
turnbuckle and bam.
last.
Imagine if it was the one with the belt in it. Like that would have been amazing.
Bro, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, that's the only one they probably like
So, all
triple
right. So
tightened
let's
just to
just
make sure it wouldn't fall
let's
out.
let's take a quick pause here, just for our fans that did not watch this
Yes,
match or have not
sorry.
heard of this
I'll
before.
explain what happened.
So,
So the details
you
are
want to go?
that
Yeah.
there
Right.
the WCW World Championship is actually vacated at this point. I believe this might have been around the Hulk Hogan walkout thing. If you ever seen the Bash at the Beach, I think they did a Dark Side of the Ring on it or whatever. But when Hogan like walked out on Russo and they had that whole thing, I believe that this is around that time because this is like October, I believe I saw. So the
Yep.
title was vacated. They put the title in a box and hung it on the post as you see in the picture. And then they also hung 3 other boxes on the 3 other posts. And the goal was
With random
to
items in it.
random items in it. You don't know which box is which. And the goal is to take down the box and find the championship. And that's how you win. No pinfall, no submission, nothing like that. Just find the box with the championship and you win the match. So 30 seconds into the
Amazing.
match, someone goes in. Was it Gwyneth Paltrow's head? No, it was not Gwyneth Paltrow's head.
No, sorry.
30 seconds into the match, someone goes into the ropes, and one of the boxes falls right away.
Amazing.
So that was fun. Jeff Jarrett, you kind of see, does like one of those, like, oh, all right, let me finish the move and then go outside and get the box. So he opens the first box. I honestly, that's the only one I don't remember what's in. I remember the other 3 boxes. Do you remember what was in the first box?
How do you not remember?
Because
It
that
was an
wasn't.
inflatable blow. It was an inflatable sex doll.
That's right. That's right. Because it was so stupid. It was so ridiculous. And
It's
I'm actually looking at
an
another picture right now.
inflatable.
Hold on. I'm actually looking at this picture, and that has the inflatable sex doll. So I should have realized that that was the first box. But yeah, if you look on
Yeah, that's the very first box.
very first
Inflatable sex
box,
doll.
inflatable sex doll.
And I legit wonder if the wrestlers even knew what was in the other boxes because Jarrett like completely just like looked at it and tossed it away. And can I just say, first off, like this wasn't a 5-star match by any means, but I could feel at least that Jarrett and Booker were like really just wrestling through this bullshit.
Yes.
Like they
Yes.
were trying to give you something. It wasn't great, but they were trying to give you
Everything
at least something.
everything that didn't have to do with the boxes, they were trying to do well. Like they were
Yeah.
trying moves, they were trying to go through stuff, but like every time they had to go get a box, that's when like just it killed the match. Like it just put an unnecessary
Ugh.
pause. The next box, hon, do I have a picture of the next box? The next box they pull up, yep, right here. Next box they pull up is Scott Hall. Like just a picture, and this is actually a pretty well-known meme. Apparently people use this meme. I've never used it, but it gets used. But yeah, the next box they open up is Scott Hall, and just a picture of
Uh,
Scott Hall in Wolfpack
uh,
colors.
Apparently, this was because like a few months back, I guess Scott Hall like walked out on the company, and this was like a rib at him or something. I don't know if that's the story fully. If somebody knows, they can definitely jump in and let us know.
That
If you've
makes
seen this match,
sense.
by the way, and you're in chat, let us know what you thought of it. Let us know your thoughts, or if you've never seen it, let us know that as well. We're really curious. And if you do want to go see it, it is available on Peacock at the moment. It may even be on
YouTube.
YouTube for
Yeah.
all I know.
It won't take you
But
that long to watch it.
yeah, actually, this might not be on Peacock. It's Nitro. It wasn't. I don't know if Nitros are all on
It might
Peacock
be
at
on
the moment.
Peacock. It's also you.
I
There's a Reddit link. You could find it. Just type in
I was gonna say that's where
Booker
I
T
watched it.
versus Jeff Jarrett.
I
Yeah.
found a link in a Reddit thread.
Yeah,
And
you'll
before we
find it.
continue though, I want to talk for a minute about the actual name of the match, like a San Francisco 49ers match. That's what my big hook was. I was like, why is it called that? And Shivani, in his infinite wisdom, even back in 2000, fucks it up when he's trying to explain it. He's like, oh, I know everybody thinks that it's a San Francisco 49ers match because of like the gold rush and trying to run for the belt first, but it's actually because of the team name. And then like the announcers are like, no, that's not it,
It's
like
the
at all. Like it's the
reverse.
He's like, oh, okay. So like he completely fucking botches. So Shivani never changed. God bless him. But
I like how they try to
all right,
save him too. They were like, "Yeah, this match is probably over the cap, just like the 49ers or whatever." I was like, "Oh God, guys, just let it go."
and the
Like,
best part is, like, I wasn't a big football guy back then, but I looked it up, and apparently, when they were making that dig at the 49ers, they had to won that Super Bowl win they got was like 3, 4 years prior. So,
yeah,
like, what?
very
And
very
the best part
strange.
is, by the way, this is Nitro, so it's not a 30-minute classic we got going on here, but these 2 boxes, that's like 3 minutes into the match, and two of the
Yep,
4 boxes are already opened.
yep.
So, amazing. All right, keep going from there.
So from there,
Thoughts?
again, still some good, decent wrestling. I won't say good wrestling, decent wrestling. Third box gets open. I don't think there's a picture of the third box anywhere. Third box gets opened, and it's just a pair of. They said it was miner's gloves, I believe, or like
It
coal
was
miner's gloves. It was supposed to. It was
it was one glove, a
one
coal
glove.
miner's
Sorry,
glove,
one coal miner glove, and it was supposed to be
and
like a padded glove, like a weighted glove almost. And apparently, like if you got punched, it would knock you out.
mm,
Like I,
I was gonna
I don't know
say
what
I'm
kind
not
of coal
familiar with
miner
coal
wears that
miner's
kind of glove.
gloves, but I guess I don't know. Yeah, again, I'm not familiar with coal miner's gloves, but apparently they got some weight to them enough where like Booker just immediately puts it on, starts using it, going at it. So yeah,
Very
coal miner's
strange.
glove, third box. So now we already know the final box is in play, and it's the belt.
Yes. So final box is coming up, and the ending to this is just perfect for this match. And I wish there was a picture anywhere. I'm just looking really quick on Google, anywhere of it, but there's no picture of it, unfortunately. But the ending is perfect where Booker knocks Jarrett outside of the ring, goes up to get the final box, pulls down the final box. As the final box hits the turnbuckle, the side, where I guess is where they open to put the belt in the first place, the side of the box just opens, not cracked, nothing like that. It just like, you could tell it's on hinges and just goes, whoop, opens, the belt
Just slides
falls
out,
out.
falls out of the ring, like
And
amazing.
Booker's like, shit. He goes to like go down and get it. The guy has to hand him the belt so he can just be like, all right, I won. I'm the
Yeah,
champion.
the ring announcer's like, "Fuck this! You're not going out of the ring. Just take the belt. You won. It's over." Which was amazing. Um, but I
I
mean, I know you
loved
don't have
it.
a picture of it, but I hope you're going to go back and talk about the actual finish, though.
I
You
loved
missed
it
the
so
best
much.
part
The actual finish of the bookend, like Jeff Jarrett coming off the top
of
rope,
the
going into the bookend was what?
Danny. You're burying the lead here.
What am I forgetting?
Beetlejuice.
Oh my god. Sorry. Yes.
How are
So
you
sorry.
forgetting
I was
Beetlejuice?
so I was so focused on these boxes. All right. So my
Hold on,
apologies, ladies and gentlemen. That
before
is
you go,
completely
new
my
to
fault.
this,
Thank you for reminding
before you
me.
continue, new to this world writes the belt fell out and the announcer had to hand it to Booker. So technically, Dave Penzer Dave Penzer is WCW champion. He's right. Those are the rules. He claimed the belt. He was just being nice with Booker, but Dave Penzer was the champion. It's true. And you know what? For 2000 WCW, that tracks. So, all
All right. So
right. So
my
continue.
apologies about that. So right before Booker gets up to get the last box,
Oh,
Jarrett was
look at him.
about to get, even before that actually, even before that, when
So he
Jarrett
couldn't get
went
the
outside of
guitar
the ring
out.
at one point, Jarrett went under the ring to get the guitar. Which you could tell like he was trying to get. You could tell it was a guitar. It wasn't coming out. It looked like it was stuck on something or someone was holding it, whatever the case is. After that, Jarrett goes up to get the last box. Booker looks like he's not going to stop Jarrett in time. All of a sudden, Beetlejuice, or I not gonna
Beetlejuice.
lie, I don't know who this guy Beetlejuice is, and I hope you can elaborate for me. I didn't look it up. I don't remember Beetlejuice. Maybe
You don't
maybe
remember
I'm going
Beetlejuice?
crazy. Where's
I mean,
Beetlejuice from?
Howard Stern, like the shock. Remember Howard Stern
Oh
in the
yeah, I didn't really
90s? Like,
watch too much Howard Stern. Howard Stern kind of got
yeah,
weird for me.
I mean, I didn't either, but Beetlejuice was still like in pop culture. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
saw
yeah.
him and stuff.
I forgot that's where he was
So
from.
yeah. So he just they put him on WCW to get attention, and
Yeah.
I guess yeah. So and
So
Killer
he
Tomato
comes
also said
in
from Howard Stern.
and punches
Yes,
Jarrett in the balls like four times.
yeah, right
At
in the
one
dick,
point, the
right
first
in the
punch,
dick.
he just holds there. Like he's just showing you he's wearing this whole little Superman costume. First punch, you just hits him in the nuts and just holds it, and then just gives him like two more shots as Jarrett falls over, clearing the way for
So
Booker
good.
T to go up and to get that belt that fell out.
This was so good.
But oh my god, what a classic WCW match. Like this was 2000 WCW trying to grasp at anything to get your
Mm.
attention. This was Vince Russo at his on his second tour after WWF, and it was just terrible. Oh my god, but I
He-
thoroughly enjoyed watching
mm,
the whole thing because like I said, I've just seen parts of it. So watching it all together and just seeing like, oh, it really was that bad. Like
amazing,
every moment was
amazing.
amazing.
Jay DeFalco says Beetlejuice was the big boom in AJ of his time. Yeah, both of them. Killer Tomato. Okay, so Beetlejuice is not all there, and yes, it was supposed to be one hit, and he just kept going.
Yeah.
New to this world says, who would have guessed that WCW would only last 6 more months? Yeah, yeah, because I mean this was beginning of October, and they shut down beginning of March, or was it before March? I think it was March. Yeah, beginning of
They
March,
shut
because
down
that was a
right
month before Mania.
after WrestleMania. right? Or right before
No, before.
WrestleMania.
Before.
Yeah,
It was because
so
that's what led to Vince and
yeah,
Shane.
yeah. So
So
beginning
yeah, it
of
was
March.
about so he's right, like 5 months to 6 months. Still though, insane. Um so
Terrible.
I have some other notes about this match. First off, this was a gift. I mean, what an amazing train wreck to watch. The commentary was awful. Like I had never really heard Mark Madden talk before,
Oh,
or at least I can't
he's
recall
yeah,
him in
he's
a long.
bad.
He is. I mean, he's clearly doing the shock jock thing, which for the time, I guess, was what what most people wanted with like the Jerry Springer, the Howard Stern. Oh my God, awful,
Mm-hmm.
so bad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how people did that, or I guess back then they liked it, but he's awful. It's really hard to listen to him.
I
And
don't
I'm
know
not
if
even talking
people
from like a
liked it.
PC standpoint. I'm just saying in terms of like a commentator
Zero
for
star
wrestling.
match, but a 5-star experience.
5 star.
Exactly.
That's yeah to a T.
Great way to explain that.
I also laughed at like no pinfalls, no submissions. Clearly, only one way to win the match, and yet like if you watch the referee, we're still doing double countouts. We're still doing submission arm checks. Like
Yeah.
referee's still doing all this stuff, and I'm like, why are you doing double countouts and arm checks? Like there's only one way to win this thing. It ain't gonna like be a stop it. Um, I laughed at Jared and Booker completely like I know I said they were trying, but by the end they were just no selling everything. Jared no sells the axe kick. Booker gets low blow, no sells that. They're going through the motions to get to the finish.
Yeah.
I found that hysterical. And the last thing I got is post match afterwards. Scott Steiner comes out
Oh,
and
and beats the
takes out Booker
shit out of
T,
Beetlejuice.
takes out Booker T, beats the hell out of Beetlejuice, and Nitro goes off the air after Booker T just wins the WCW Championship. We go off the air with Scott Steiner having Beetlejuice in the Steiner recliner, and
In
what a
the
fitting end.
funniest Steiner recliner
Uh,
I've ever seen in my life because he just
I
has
wish
to
I
hold
wish I
this
had a picture
little
of it.
body where his arms are
Mhm.
barely over his legs.
Oh man, I wish I had a picture of that one. That's a photo right there.
Hold on. Let me see
Great
what I can do.
stuff.
Hold on.
So again, if you guys have not watched this match before, haven't experienced it, we do recommend looking it up. If you type this San Francisco 49ers match into Reddit, I believe you can find the
Yes.
thread that had the link. While you're pulling that up, Danny, we have some more comments in chat. Killer Tomato says the doc about the end of the WCW literally states that not one person had any idea what was going on when they would show up. I believe it. New to this world says now you are speaking my language. 99 to 02 Scott Steiner is peak. Steiner is a riot. There's the picture. That's literally how he did it. He put no pressure. He just kind of held him. He basically standing up there, Beetlejuice. Like that's just phenomenal stuff. Um, and it's so funny, man. Like I get like people carried over, but like this whole thing. For those of you that watch TNA and are familiar with it, this whole thing just screams feast or fire from TNA. Like
Yeah.
the stipulation with the 4 boxes in the
But you know what?
corner, and
At least that each box had
Mhm.
something. They weren't
Yeah.
falling off. Like that
Mhm.
was a cool
Well,
that was a cooler, a better concept.
yes, I was gonna say I always liked the Feast or Fired step,
Yeah.
and it's just funny seeing this, and I was like, oh, so this is where TNA got everything from. They just
Mm-hmm.
like took their ideas from WCW and maybe made them slightly better sometimes.
Yep.
Um, Speaking of bad ideas, let's move on to the next match.
Yes.
This one was recommended to me by Danny. This is 1991 Halloween Havoc WCW, the Chamber of Horrors match, which again I had never seen. I'm assuming Danny, you saw this one live in your youth, or no?
Not live in my youth because '91 I was only 3 years old.
That's your youth.
Well, I'm saying I didn't watch it live because I was only 3 years old.
I didn't know. I don't know what year you got into this.
No, I got into wrestling more like 90, 94, 95, I would say. Um,
Okay,
but
fair
I do
enough.
remember watching this. When did I watch this the first time? I was in like high school. I was just looking up old WCW matches on like LimeWire or FrostWire or whatever, and Halloween Havoc. And I remember liking Halloween Havoc a lot, so I was like watching old Halloween Havoc pay-per-views. And this one came up, and I was like, "This is awful," and it was wonderful at the same time. Since you're not familiar with older WCW or a Coal Miners Glove, I would recommend Sting versus Drake Roberts in the Coal Miners Glove match at Halloween Havoc '92. Ooh.
I will look that up.
We
Thank you for that
finally have,
suggestion.
you know what? Yeah, we finally have a Be Kind Rewind from from a audience member. So let's make
Yeah,
that a
hey,
habit
we can absolutely put that down, and we can do it for next week if we want. Do
for
another Be
sure. I'm
Kind.
down.
If anybody else has another match that is like either Halloween Havoc or just
Oh God, no,
spooky.
no, no, no,
No,
no,
no.
no, 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 no.
Well, now hold on. No, I have a question. Going down a rabbit hole here. Was the RoboCop thing? Was he in a cage? That wasn't a match though, was
He
it? With
was
him
in
in
a
it?
match. RoboCop
I thought
was
he
in
just
a
came out and opened. I
match.
thought he just came out, opened the cage door, and let somebody out. I didn't
No,
think
no,
he
no.
was in the
I believe,
match.
if I remember correctly, RoboCop was in the match.
Yeah, Sting was in the cage. I thought RoboCop. Whatever. Okay, that you know
Or
what?
if it
Somebody
wasn't
can let
that
us know.
match, I believe so. I believe he did do a match.
Oh man! All right, we're going down a rabbit hole here. Let's get back on track. Thank you though for the suggestion, New to This World. I'll definitely be checking that one out. Whether we do it as a segment or not, I'll watch that. Okay, so for those of you that have not seen this match before, the participants in the match, it is
I might be
Sting,
wrong.
El Gigante, and the Steiner brothers, Rick and Scott, teaming up to take on Abdullah the Butcher, the Diamond Stud, Cactus Jack, and Vader. Now, for those of you that don't know, the Diamond Stud is Scott Hall, aka Razor Ramon, aka the Diamond Stud again. So,
I love it.
those are your opponents. Now, I was confused because the first thing I noticed when they came out was they didn't come out like not together, but like not in order. Like some faces came out, then some heels came out, then a face came out, then some heels. It was I don't know what they were doing with that, but that was very
Yeah,
bizarre for me at least.
it didn't to me. It didn't seem like a tag team match, even though they kept saying it was a tag team match. Just the way they kept commenting on it, I was like, "Is this a tag match or not?" Because they're like, "This is like a battle royal. This is like this." I'm like, "But wait, is this not a tag team match? I thought it was a tag team match."
Yeah, no, I knew it was a tag match. I just didn't really grasp who was with who
Yeah.
yet. I kind of had to go off who got pops and who got no reactions. Now, by the way, this also kicked off the show. This kicked off the night. They did a very
Yeah,
interesting
that's
thing where
wild.
they had like a red carpet with like the wrestlers showing up in cars together, like being interviewed by Bischoff. So that was fun. This is something different. Abdullah and Cactus Jack rolling up together, DDP and Stud rolling up together. But yeah, Vader coming out with no pop, which was surprising. I guess he was a heel at that point, but it was 91, but I guess still no reaction even with the I dug the helmet with the smoke coming out of it though. I like
Mm-hmm.
that. That was cool. It seemed
Yeah,
like
his massive ass helmet.
everybody had like Orange Cassidy level pyro going on where it was like one little like I guess back then that was all they could afford. It was just funny to see that. Um so the point of this match, for those of you that do not know, is that at a certain point during the match, a cage will lower down from above into another cage. Inside of that cage is an electric chair. The point is to get your opponent into the other cage, put them in the chair, shackle them in, put the thing on their head, flip the switch to electrocute your opponent and incapacitate them so they cannot go on any longer. Now,
Amazing.
the switch for the cage is not with the cage coming down. It is on the opposite side of the ring, on the outside of the ring, high up on the cage wall. You have to reach to get it. Now, we'll get to it in a little bit. Be patient, Danny. Now, um, I'm just setting the scene for everybody that's not seen this
It's
match before.
so
And again,
good.
if you have not seen this match, please go watch it. This one is on Peacock. It opens the show, so you just throw on Halloween Havoc 91. It's like what, 15
Yes,
minutes, not
it's
even the
so
match.
worth it. Please go watch this.
Take the time. Okay, so first things first. Um, the referee wearing the helmet camera was amazing.
Yes, hold
We're
on. I
talking like a
saw a picture of that.
full on bicycle helmet with a full on like camera unit back in 1991. They're not really tiny. And then there's your camera view. And the referee's in the ring, like walking around, showing the view. Now, I think WWE did this a few years ago, or they tried to do it. It didn't last long.
Yeah, I think they had
And
it
I
on like their
think
chest or something, and it just wasn't good.
so they tried it, but it kept falling off. I think TNA did it for a while, and it didn't really stick. I think if they can figure it out, I still think it's a cool thing. I dig it. I always like it, but it never seems to like stay on the referee
You
in
know what's
question.
interesting? I feel like if you
Um,
did like glasses or something, it would stay on, like little goggles or
yeah,
something. but who knows,
Yeah, but then the referee's gonna look like a dweeb, but who cares about the referee,
right?
right?
That's what I'm saying.
No, they even called it. I even like the name of it. They called it the referee cam, like referee,
Ah, yeah,
referee.
yeah,
I
yeah.
dug that, so I like that. That was fun. Um, I have to ask what this cage was even made of, because this thing was like made out of toothpicks. Every time they went into it, the whole thing just shifted.
Yep.
Um, there was no roof to it because they had to have the opening for the other cage to come lowering in. Um, there was really no time limit on like when the cage was gonna fall in. They just like did it after like a few minutes, like, oh yeah, it's good enough. Throw it in the ring. Let's go.
Yeah, you had
So
no idea what like when it was coming down. It was just there.
yeah. And there are coffins around the ring, as you see right here. And I still don't understand this, and I really hope somebody has the answer, or there is a reason online, or you know, Danny. One of the caskets like break open, and inside the casket is a masked wrestler or masked person. They don't identify him. They just say, "Oh, a masked man was in the casket," and then he beat the hell out of him, and then they handcuff him to the cage or whatever, and then that's just it. He's done. I don't know
I
what the hell that was
I
about,
honestly
but
don't know. I don't know if it was just part of like the Chamber of Horrors match that this like if you open the wrong casket, someone's in there. I don't know.
oh man.
The way they were talking about it on the commentary, it didn't sound like this was like this was no one's thing. It just sounded like it was part of the
Yeah.
match.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I was so confused. I was like, okay, we ride. Um, so everybody is kind of just doing their own thing. There's no tags, there's no order to this match. It's really just go out there and fight whoever you're with for the whatever. Like, so no pacing, whatever. And the camera work for 91 is also terrible. Like,
Yep.
besides the referee cam, you have a hard cam and maybe one other camera if you're lucky. You can barely see anything or keep track of anything. So while we hate the camera cuts, everybody, let's be thankful for all the camera angles and camera work we do get today,
Yes.
because it's much better than what it was back in 91 for
Yes.
WCW standards. Um, okay, the orderlies. These people come out. Like, now there's like 10 guys that come out, all dressed up in like white scrubs, wearing white like powder or face paint on them. And at first, I thought they were just people. I didn't even notice the white face paint on them. I just saw them all in white scrubs. I was like, okay, orderlies, doctors. But then they had the white stuff. I'm like, okay, so are they ghouls? Are they zombies? Like Halloween, I guess. But here we go. They come out. They're just standing on the ramp, waiting. And like, so now, for whatever reason, Abdullah the Butcher. For those of you that don't know Abdullah the Butcher, big boy, very
Stomach.
big man, um, like huge. And at one point during the match, he just decides to start climbing the cage. Like, I don't know what he's doing up there. Like, he's not even on the side of the cage with the switch on. He's just climbing. Like, if you're looking at the screen right now, like, it's kind of like right in the middle of the screen. He's like on that side of the cage, just climbing it for no reason.
Yeah, and the switch
So I
is
was
in
like,
the
all right,
back corner of
Godspeed.
this picture. If you can see like the back wall in the right corner,
Mhm.
that's where the switch would be.
Actually, I think the switch was in, yeah, the right, yeah, the far right corner, not like far away, but the close right corner is where it is. Because
Oh, okay.
this is the hard cam angle, I believe. Yeah, this is hard cam, so it was to the right, but closer to us on the
Oh, you're
cage.
right.
If that
You're right.
gives
You're right.
everybody a good
Against the right
idea.
wall. Yeah,
Okay, let's talk about the switch.
yeah.
Would you like me to go, or do you want to talk? You
No,
seem
you
like you
got
really
it.
want to talk about it.
I got to hear you.
Okay, so there is a switch on the cage wall. Again, the point of the match is to turn the switch on to electrocute your opponent. Now, there's typically off is on the bottom for most switches. Off is on the bottom, on is on top. For whatever reason, this switch has off on the top and on the bottom, but the switch is already down on. So it's live. The electricity is live. The whole chair is live, and the switch, the handlebar, keeps falling. It's not staying put. The prop, so it keeps falling down. And like I think like Cactus Jack climbed back up there to fix it, or then the ref climbed up there to fix it, and they all keep climbing up to fix the switch back up, and one little hit into the cage knocks it over again. So at one point the ref just climbs up the cage on the outside and is holding the switch up into the off position, because if it's flipped down, it's on. So respect to them for even trying to keep it right, but like what a shitty prop. Amazing.
My
Like it just kept
favorite
falling in the Oh
My
man.
favorite two
Go.
parts about that was that at one point, because they had showed the switch at the beginning and the switch was up,
Hmm.
so it was in the off position. At one point, the camera just goes right zoomed up onto the switch while they're talking about it, and it's in the
Yep.
on position, and you can hear the commentators be like, but well, that'll be fair. Like they don't know what to say.
Oh man.
And
And
then
like I just
the second
yeah.
best part is, and I'll let you get to it, but at the end, Cactus
Oh, we're
Jack.
we're getting there.
Okay, go
We're
ahead.
getting there.
Yeah, I'll let you get there because that was my second favorite part of the
Um.
switch with Cactus Jack at the end.
Oh yeah. Um. So okay. So the ref's holding it. So now at the end, I forget which Steiner it was. I'm gonna say it was Rick, but I can't recall which Steiner was
It
in there
was Rick.
with
Hold on, this one
Abdullah.
right here. That's Ricky Boy.
Waiting for it to come. I'm a little delayed on my end. Hold on, just waiting to see the picture. There it is. Okay. Well, yeah. So now, well, that's Vader with him, but yeah. Either way, it was Rick that grabbed Abdullah. So this was a different part of the match, but either way,
No, no, no.
so
This
the
was
ending
the
came.
end. They had put Rick in the chair, and then as they were trying
Yeah,
to strap him in, that's when he did his thing. Go ahead. Oh, right here, this one.
yeah, but no, but I'm saying that's Vader. It was Abdullah that got put in the chair.
Yep, I'm getting there.
Abdullah.
I'm getting
That's
these
all.
pictures.
Okay. I'm sorry. There you go. All right, my bad. I
No,
didn't
no,
realize you
that's
had
cool.
those two. Okay. So either way, now Abdullah's got Rick Steiner on the chair. He has to lock him in, put him in to get it done. We think the match is over. Oh no, Rick pulls the switcheroo, flips it, but Foley is up on the cage already, near the switch, and he's clearly looking. There you go. I don't know if you can get that
Yeah,
bigger, but
I
either way,
couldn't
he's
zoom that
clearly
in, so I just got out of there.
okay. That's fine. He's clearly looking at Abdullah and Rick as they're in the chair when they make the flip and the switch. And again, Foley is on the team with Abdullah the Butcher.
Yeah,
So Foley's getting ready to flip the switch to help Abdullah get the win. Rick grabs Abdullah, throws him in the chair, locks Abdullah in the chair, puts the headpiece on him, and Foley, even though you caught him looking, still flips the switch because that's the finish and electrocutes his own teammate, and that's the end of the match. The babyfaces win because Foley messed up, and not messed up, but by design messed up. And um, yeah, this part you can take this part. I know you want to talk about it. Go for it.
so you can see in the background here, here. I don't know if you can see it on with my mouse,
Mhm.
but there's Foley literally holding the thing up, like he climbed the cage and is there for a good, no joke, like 3 minutes at least, just holding the switch in place, going back and forth, looking back and forth. It takes Rick Steiner like a full minute and a half to get Abdullah all strapped up, and Foley's just like, "Oh, what's happening behind me?"
Yeah. So
It
yeah.
is so bad. And then hold on, there's two more pictures I got here. One of like
Yep.
the
I'm
ending.
sure you have. I'm sure you have the one I'm waiting for.
This one is the ending, which is fantastic.
Yeah, so he gets electrocuted. The lights are flashing. Everything's white, and all the lights are going off and everything. Yeah, it's the pyro. Yep.
The
So there you
pyro
go. It's like,
in
oh my
the
God,
inside cage. Also, so like
he's being
anyone in the ring
electrocuted.
has to get the hell out of the way because they're gonna get like set ablaze. And then
I
the
love
final
the
shot,
ring. The canvas got on fire. The
the
canvas got on
final
fire too, I
shot
think.
of the pay per view. Abdullah the Butcher.
Well, of the match.
Sorry,
This
of
is
the
open the
match. Yeah, yeah.
show.
Abdullah the Butcher looking like a
Yeah.
fried,
So the
fried little
headpiece
man.
headpiece was never even on his head. It never like got on. So he was like doing this. Props. Listen, they sold it the best they could. Props to them for what they did.
Agreed.
I guess best they wanted. But Abdullah just like, and the headpiece isn't even like connected to him. So just wonderful. And then the one thing I laughed at the most was the post match. What happened where Abdullah like snaps out of it finally and gets up and he's like raging and he's all like mad and everything, like, oh, I'll get electrocuted. So he starts storming out of the ring. But as he's storming out, to get the cage up, they had to move part of the ramp. And so then the stagehands are putting the ramp back in place. And as they're putting it back in place, Abdullah's trying to like walk over them to stay on the ramp because he's a big guy and doesn't want to go like, up or down or whatever. He just kicks one of the stagehands right in the face and it's just like, boom, fuck you, and just keeps walking. And I was like, God damn, I wonder, like that guy had to sue, like, or to get some sort of like payment out of it.
Why?
Because
I
he,
have
if you
no
go back
way.
and watch it,
That's such a
if you
dick
go back
move.
and watch it,
I
he just kicked
so
him right in the face.
I don't think that was on the Daily Motion one. Because I don't
He
have
must have been
Peacock
hot,
anymore.
yeah.
That's so
He
funny.
must have been hot because I guess he was trying to walk back and the stage wasn't set up yet. And he was just so mad that it was like they were still moving the ramp. Like there was nothing there. He got on the ramp with them holding it and then kicked the guy in the face. It was wild.
That's
I laughed my ass
crazy.
off at that. But
That's so
Danny, this was
funny.
a gift.
You're
I think
welcome.
we both did amazing work this
Yes.
week with these
Yes.
matches. Wow. WCW never change.
Well, can't.
Great stuff. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining and watching this segment. By the way, if you have any suggestions for other matches you want us to watch, good or bad, try and keep them good within reason, or at least most importantly, make sure they're accessible. Make sure we can get to them in some way
Yeah.
via YouTube or Peacock or something. Um, yeah, let us know. We'd love to watch any match and talk back here with you all next week or beyond. So we're gonna take a quick commercial break here, Danny, or are we good?
No, we've been doing good without commercials. We've been keeping it under the hour, so let's keep trucking.
All right, so we're gonna move on now to our final segment of the evening. Who doesn't love a good casket match, coffin match, last rites match, whatever you want to call it? They're all the same. They all have the same stipulation. You have to incapacitate your opponent long enough to put them in the coffin, close the door with them all in it, and that's the end of the match. So Danny and I decided to look through all of them, watch as many as we could, and rank our top five, our favorite five out of all of them. I believe if we're going off of WWE and AEW and like even if you include TNA, we're talking like what, 30, 35 in history?
Yeah.
Like that's not a lot. Only like you think about that, like I mean, most of them are tied to like the death spooky wrestler people, which is a shame
It's
because I
just
think the
crazy
matches,
how much of them I actually remembered and I actually watched.
yeah,
Like going
yeah.
through the list, even like I texted you today. I was like, hey, because I was for some reason I still don't know why. I was looking up AEW as much as I could, and I could only get like 3 or 4. So I like checked with you saying he's like, no, there's 7. And he sent me the whole list, and I was like, oh, thank God I
Yeah.
remember some of these because like I don't know if I could watch like 5 more right now. Like that's crazy. But yeah, I remember so many of them pretty vividly too. So like going through the list was pretty easy for me. And like I think that's what made the making the list easier just because just I kind of already knew the ones I really liked and like the ones I remembered for whatever reason, whether they were like the best ones or whatever, I don't care. Those are like my favorite ones.
Oh, all right. Well, before we throw our list on the screen, again, this is our top five, mine and then Danny's as well. If you have any casket or coffin matches or whatever you want to call them that you remember throughout your time as a wrestling fan, throw them in the chat. Let us know which ones you really liked, and we'd love to. We'll read them here. We'll talk about them as well. But again, let's throw them on the screen. Let's talk some casket matches, Danny.
Alrighty. Bam.
All right.
So
Again, on a
only
delay. There we go.
two that are similar, which
So,
I found very interesting.
yeah, so for what it's worth, I'm sure you all are smart enough at home, but the ones under Danny are Danny's, the ones under mine are mine.
What?
Typically we
We
have.
didn't switch them?
Yeah, I know. Crazy, I know, but yep, just wanted to
Nuts.
share that with y'all.
Nuts.
So yeah, I guess we can just start at our number fives and work up and talk about them.
For
Hold on, before we
sure.
do that, Killer Tomato says Taker versus AJ should be there. That wasn't a
That
casket
wasn't a
match though. That
casket
was a
match, yeah. That was a better
boneyard. That was a
live
boneyard
match or a
match.
boneyard match, however you want to call it. Those are different. You literally have to
Come on,
bury
Killer
your
Tom.
opponent. Come on.
Get it right.
You were doing
Pay the
so well
price.
tonight, Killer Tomato. All right, anyway. So my
Mm.
first number 5, they buried him. Are you joking? Yeah, that's what we're saying. Not a coffin or a casket match. Those are different.
Yeah,
Anyway, so Undertaker
it's
versus
okay.
Yokozuna. This is actually the second time these two had fought. The first time was maybe my favorite casket match memory at Royal Rumble '94 when when a bunch of them came out. It just wasn't a good match. I wanted to put it at number 5, but like then I saw the Taker Yokozuna match. I was like, that match was so much better. Um, But at the end of the '94 Rumble, a bunch of heels came out. Diesel, Goldust, a bunch of guys not buried, locked Taker in the casket and was wheeling him away. And anyone who was watching back then, they remember seeing Undertaker on the Titantron saying like "I'll be back," and then like kind of some figure rising out of the Titantron, and then that was the birth of like Purple Undertaker, which was arguably the best Undertaker. So then Undertaker comes back, battles Yokozuna at SummerSlam in another casket match. This time he beats Yokozuna. It was just a lot better of a casket match, and like I said, it was really the start of Purple Undertaker, which was my favorite. So I really like this match. One of my nostalgic watches.
All right. Yeah, no, that one I didn't really watch. To be frank, I've never been a Yokozuna guy. I've seen a good chunk of his stuff. I didn't
Fair.
really, yeah, he didn't really do much for me. But again, I'm sure if I grew up with him, I'd probably feel a little bit differently. But yeah, I just didn't see this one crack into my top
Yeah,
five,
seven
so I
years
didn't
old,
really
he was
dive.
a scary monster to me.
Yeah, I didn't really dive in. See, you were watching at seven. Three's not far off. Okay. Next up, my number five, is a little bit of a weak one, but honestly, like going through this whole list, like there weren't really many great casket matches, if we're being honest.
It's very
Like
fair.
I didn't realize a good chunk of them were very short, were just on
Yes.
TV. A lot of them end in kind of lame ways. So like it's hard to really put on like a good casket match and have fun with it. And that's why I put this one at five. I really liked what they at least did here with the silliness of a casket match and like playing with the prop of the casket
Mm-hmm.
because like right away Taker does a spot. Did you rewatch this one recently or no?
Yes.
Okay, so Taker, for those of you who did not and you want to know, so Taker, immediately to start the match, plays like the
Oh
mind games and
yeah,
does like
yeah.
this, and the referees like open the lid for Taker, and that pisses off Big Show. So then at one point, then Big Show takes Taker, they're fighting. Big Show takes Taker, puts him into the casket, and then tells the referees to lower the casket. The referees are like, no, we don't lower the casket. You lower the casket. And Big Show's getting all pissed off, and it's like, you opened it for him. Why don't you close it for me? Blah, 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 blah. So it was a stupid spot, but I
Yeah.
laughed at that one a little bit because like at least it played off of that from the opening. I think a lot of people didn't get that with the commentary because this is '08 at this point. This is like the beginning of PG, I believe, in
Mm-hmm.
'08. So at this point, you weren't getting anything crazy hardcore. It was starting to a little silliness. Um, and then they're fighting, nothing crazy. But then Big Show just takes the casket, flips it over, starts leaving. Taker has all the fire flames coming out of the stage to scare Big Show back. Druids come out. The Druids have a huge Big Show sized casket. Wonder what can happen there. And then Big Show or Taker, one of them prop it up, which reminded me of like the Darby Mox match, where Taker props it up and then Big Show just gets like Irish whipped into it. The casket falls and closes, and that's the end. So not a great one, but I enjoyed this one more than a lot of the others. So it cracked my top five just for that reason, the silliness of it.
No, it makes sense. And I think I was more with you with the casting matches where like I was trying to not avoid, but like matches that had like too many people interfering or like crazy like stuff happening throughout. It's just, like took me out of it. So I try to keep a lot of matches that were pretty much just them, without much outside interference, or at least like not like game changing outside interference for me. So the next one of the few that's not, or the only one that doesn't have Darby or Taker in it. Bryan versus Kane. There was a SmackDown match. I know he is Daniel Bryan back then. This isn't Bryan Danielson. This is Daniel Bryan. So
News.
that's okay. It's okay. But yeah, SmackDown match. This was after he had lost the Royal Rumble and everyone's going crazy saying that he should have won it and they want him in the main event and yada yada yada. I believe this is the year he won the IC belt at the Rumble, at WrestleMania. Sorry. Um, but yeah, him and Kane having just great chemistry. Their feud can go on for really whatever year, whenever they want, through it in there. So this is a about 20 minutes SmackDown match. It was pretty good for a SmackDown match, and they just really had a good match, like one of the rare good casket matches. Just because these guys can go together, they use the casket enough I would like to see it used a little bit more. It wasn't like as it was used more just to try to like um what am I tease the end of the match, but not really use as like a weapon. They weren't using it too much of like bouncing off or slamming it. So like I would like to see it used more as the match in the match, but the match itself was really good. Ended with Daniel oh Jesus, see I did it. Daniel Bryan beating Kane, choking him out and then putting him in there. And it's just funny you can just see Kane at the end like adjusting himself because he's so big going into a casket like that size. He's just like you're like squeezing himself in there for him. But yeah, no, that was my number 4.
All right. It's funny, man. This was one that I like. This is gonna sound probably stupid, but this is one I heavily debated watching when I looked at the list because I was like, because this was the time I wasn't watching. When I kind of gave up on the corporation, not
Mm,
corporation. The what were they? What do they call
authority.
themselves? The authority.
Yeah.
Same thing. Yeah. So this was around the time where I just didn't. I wasn't really in it. I think I was doing TNA at this point primarily. Um, so I debated watching it, but I was like, you know what? I can't imagine this being better than anything that was already on my list for
Fair.
2015 SmackDown. So I just passed on it. Maybe it was that good. Maybe I'll watch it one day, but for right now, I didn't. But yeah, I'm sure Danielson probably made it halfway decent, but sounds like they didn't really play with the casket much, like you're saying.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
number 4.
Yeah, so my number four is your number two, so I guess we
Mm-hmm.
can both kind of talk about this now. But this is Darby Allin and Sting teaming up versus Christian Cage and Swerve Strickland at All In 2023. I believe from looking over the list, this is the only tag team casket match in history.
Yes.
I don't think there was ever another one.
Not that I saw.
So, yeah, so it stuck out. I mean, just a great match. I mean, is Darby being Darby, Sting. And you got it's funny, I was watching this and I realized this was like maybe a month before Sting announced he was like wrapping up.
Mm-hmm.
So, or maybe a little bit after, but either way, it was a little bit before like the announcement came. So, Sting was still like the big superstar, like kind of like getting hit, no selling it, turning around.
Yeah.
Christian was doing the TNT stuff and like with the TNT title with Darby. I think Christian replaced AR Fox in the match too.
Yeah.
Originally it was Swerve and AR Fox, but Christian made it better. Just a
Agreed.
great match. It was just great spots using the casket, stuff that WWE never did. Because WWE always kind of kept the casket on like a podium with like the referees holding the doors to do stuff.
Yeah, if they
Here it was
used it,
just like
they used it in the spot it was in. They never like moved it or
yeah,
anything.
and AEW typically has like a bigger. Well, in AEW it's a coffin, but either way, I wonder if WWE has that like trademark in some way at that like casket match. But either way, so yeah, they have a coffin. They kind of can take it, move it around the ring, do whatever they want with it, different things. So the uniqueness of using that is just refreshing compared to like the WWE was kind of doing with
Yep.
theirs. So for that alone, I threw it at number four for me.
No,
What made you
it's
put it at two?
I think it's my favorite AEW coffin match for sure. Um, really rare that you see a tag team match, and for some reason the ending always sticks out with me. Where like I just see Swerve's hair sticking out of the coffin, and I'm just like, oh man, like I don't know why that made it so much better for me, but just like the whole feud going in there and just how good they really all four of them meshed so well with it. The spots Sting were taking, like the I again my favorite AEW or coffin match. Sorry, so yeah, definitely number 2 for me. My number 3, Jack Perry
Yeah.
versus Darby Allin. I just enjoy this because honestly, again, I was just trying to pick matches that didn't have a lot of outside interference, didn't have a lot of more than one person coming in. I know for you, this was the scapegoat era, so it wasn't your favorite era of Jack Perry, but like this match between the two of them was really good. It was a while after the whole Punk thing, so like, that was at least dying down a little bit. Even though he did bring in Glass into the match and did his little smirk, because like that's what he's got to do. But the match itself, very good. And another one where Darby's always going to throw himself around. Darby's always going to do these wild spots. I forgot that Jack Perry is also doing the body bag thing around that time with the scapegoat stuff. So like that whole infamous scene where like you see Darby pop out of the, sit up and pop out of the body bag with like screaming at him and stuff like that. I thought that was great. The Hellraiser nails on the face, that was great. So I enjoyed this match a lot.
Yeah,
Second thing.
I mean, I remember just thinking like the Jack Perry stuff aside, I do remember thinking that this was a little bit rushed
It was a
on the
shorter match
night.
for sure, yeah.
It felt like it should have had more time, and it felt like it was really just there for the Sting pop,
Yeah.
which fine. Again, it's Darby. I mean, I liked the match. I just thought it was shorter and weaker compared to everything else on the show, so it didn't get a chance to really shine. So that's why I didn't really have it anywhere on my top five. But it's a good match.
Fair.
Still good. I'm not knocking it at all. Um, this next one, so it's my number three, but it's your number one. So do you want to go first? I feel like it's your
I
one,
kind of
so
want
I
to
want
hear
to
why
give you
it's
the
your number
floor.
3.
Okay. So I had seen this match before, but just watching it, like again, like seeing HBK in there, like, HBK is awesome. He's so good. Like just as a wrestler, I know it's like not breaking news or anything, but just watching it after watching some of the other stinkers I was watching before that, I didn't rake. Um, I just thought it was a very good match, and I guess I forgot that the back spot with the casket happened like in the opening like minute with his
Yeah.
back. So props to him as always for that, pushing through that. I liked the whole match, but then I find it funny this is your number one with what you've been saying
I know.
because
I know. I know. I know.
this match kind of ends with like everybody running out, and that's the reason. Honestly, I was probably gonna put this at like one or two, and I bumped it down because of the finish. Where like it's one thing for everybody to come out and get involved because all these matches people come out and get involved, but and I know with Mox and Darby, so the reason I lower Taker and HBK though is because like Kane put Taker in the casket. Like it wasn't even like Sean did anything to put him in there. Like Sean closed the door. Like that part of it. So all that the match was great, but the ending kind of took me a little bit out of it. So still great. I still think it's one of the best casket matches. I think it's the blueprint for a lot of stuff, including my number two. Um, but that's why I have it at number three. It's still a great spot. I think the top three, the whole top four for me are really great.
Yeah,
Five is
for
kind of
sure.
fluky, but
And I
so
agree
still
with you.
good.
It is funny because when I was making the list, I was like, oh, I don't want to take this match. Like I didn't put Mox and Darby because of the spot with Pac in because it was like more recency bias. So I was like, I don't know if I want to put it in the top 5. I want to let it like marinate more.
Fair.
But I think the reason I put number 1 is just because before that finish, it was such a great match. It really like I think they used the casket very well. Even Sean in the pain that he was in from the beginning, like still going through all those spots. Him and Undertaker have great chemistry, so like that was always gonna work well. So I kind of overlooked the ending just for the rest of the match, and that's kind of like and HBK bias for sure. Putting it at number 1, totally admit that.
No, sure. It's a great match, and it's
Just
I
that
don't know how
ending,
many
yeah.
Sean was saying, but yeah, listen. It's not even attitude error at that point, but it's a WWE ending, and it's fine.
Yeah,
It's just the story was more about what was next for Taker and Kane and all that. So I don't know. I didn't really ding it that much. I honestly it was probably my number two because I was really high on my number two right here.
I'll just say
And
your number
before I
2 is
do,
almost my number 5, and I just took it out for
yeah,
Yokozuna. But go ahead.
that's fair. So before I do that, I don't think you have anything left on your list to talk about. But if you could just give me 30 seconds, I need to step away for one quick moment.
Oh God! All right.
Everything's fine. I just gotta step away for 30 seconds. I'll be
That
right
means
back.
he's gonna put something on, ladies and gentlemen. So really quick, while I have you for 30 seconds, on Thursday we're going to be discussing this past week in wrestling. For those of you that never seen our Thursday show, so that's going to be Crown Jewel and Raw. A lot of big stuff happened earlier today on Raw. Crazy, crazy news that actually shocked me. I thought Crown Jewel was a pretty good pay per view. I know Juice isn't going to agree with me. That's fine. But Crown Jewel is a pretty good pay per view. So we're going to talk about Crown Jewel. We're going to talk about Raw. We're going to talk about Dynamite. And we're going to make some predictions for Wrestle Dream. Wrestle Dream. Yes. And we're back. Number 2.
Is my camera good or am I very choppy
Nope,
now?
you're good now. You were just choppy getting on.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that, folks. My laptop was about to die, so I need to go
Ooh,
get my plug to plug it in. I was trying to time it out for 8 o'clock, and yeah, it was getting close.
you
I didn't
did
want
time
to.
it out for 8 o'clock, just we weren't done.
Exactly. Okay, choppy
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 your
your webcam.
webcam.
Yeah. Well done. Um, okay. So yeah, number two from me, Taker versus the Ortons. This is from No Mercy 2005. It's Randy and his dad, in a handicap match with Taker. I love this match. Like you talk about playfulness using the casket and like the threat and the fear of not wanting to go in the casket.
It was a
This is probably
huge
the
casket.
best. Yeah,
It's a
this is probably the
huge
best.
casket.
So my number one is recency bias, possibly. I think it is a great match, but number two is probably the best casket match because it really plays off of like not wanting to go in the casket or be put into the casket and the
Hmm.
fear of being in there and the door shutting and getting out of it. Like I felt it more here than anywhere else. I think it was a sense of urgency from Randy, more than anything that sold it. And it plays off the handicap part of it for the first like 10 minutes. Then Cowboy Bob kind of goes away for a few minutes. They do some solo stuff. He comes back out and they put him in the casket again. They win the Ortons. They lock the casket. They roll it up the ramp. They light it on fire. I loved everything about this.
Yo,
If you have not
Taker
seen this
gets lit on
match,
fire so much in a casket. It's crazy. Continue.
yeah, but again, if you have not seen this match, folks, go on Peacock or YouTube, wherever you can find it.
You can find it on
Check
YouTube
it
too.
out
Yeah.
again. Watch it. I think it's an excellent casket match. It's so much fun. And again, that's what I was looking for. Which ones play with the casket in the most fun, creative ways that it's, not just a match or a different kind of match. So that's why it's my number two. Honestly, it was my number one for a bit. And then I just kept thinking about Mox and Darby recently with the dive to the outside, going through the casket. Um, just everything else they were doing with the coffin drop onto the casket, all those spots. So again, it might be recency bias. Maybe with time I'd flip it, but honestly, I'd be completely comfortable with putting Taker versus the Ortons at number one. So either way, those are my thoughts on my top five. I don't know if you have any closing thoughts because you already kind of ran through yours, but
Yeah, no, I mean, Taker and Orton's, I did enjoy a lot. I don't know, for some reason, the dad just lowered it for me. I don't know why. But, like, I love watching Randy's reactions. I think Randy, especially younger Randy, could sell really well with his facial reactions. I think as he got older, he just didn't care as much or just wasn't doing it as often. I don't know. But, I just, and him and Taker just had a great feud that whole time, which is really, really good. And then Mox and Darby, again, love the match. Just when it comes to coffee matches with Darby, just literally just pick your favorite one because he's had so many good ones. So it's just so hard to
yeah.
pick which one you like the best. Because like, and it's not that he does the
Mhm.
same thing, even though he does a lot of the similar stuff. But every match is also like something uniquely different, something he changes. Even the first one, or it might have been the first one, the one with Ethan Page. I almost put that on there because like the way that match happened, it was great. The ending where he put Page in and then does a coffin drop through the coffin was wild. So like it really is just hard to pick your favorite when there's so many good ones there with Darby and Taker had a few good ones also. I know for the most part they were early '90s, so they were short and not as great. But like he had one or two that were or three that were like bangers. So you know, go watch those
Yeah.
if you have the need for some casket coffin matches because they were all pretty good. Especially if you want to see Taker get caught on fire. Honestly, choose one randomly, and he'll probably be set on fire at the end of that match. It's pretty crazy.
Mhm. Yeah, and I wanted to bring up some honorable mentions. Just my number six, so to speak. I was close to putting it on here was Darby versus Brody from Quake in the Lake on
Ooh, yeah,
Dynamite a
me
few years
too.
back.
That was a
I
really
like
good
that
one.
one too, but I went with Taker Big Show because it felt more what I was going for with my list.
Well, also, I feel like that
Um,
Darby one was
yeah,
more focused on Sting and Malachi at the end and kind of took away from the match. So, like, that's another
yeah,
reason why I didn't put it on.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
And then they weren't close, but I want to bring them up because we didn't really get into them. TNA did have some casket matches in their day.
You got 2 minutes.
I don't know if this, I don't know if you went this deep down, but it was Sting versus Abyss in a last rites match, which was awful. Like the fans were literally chanting "Fire Russo" during it. Um, there was also Mr. Anderson versus Bully Ray in Manchester about 10 years ago. They did, which was fine. It was fun, but nothing crazy. But that one was
That's
okay.
interesting.
But I just want to give those ones some shout outs because we never talked about TNA casket matches.
That's interesting.
But
Yeah, I can't imagine the
yeah,
Abyss Sting one being good. Um, Just because that sound really like Sting's
I
forte,
mean,
especially back in TNA days. And then
yeah.
Abyss was more
Well,
about
it's
like
yeah. Like, I
weapons,
mean,
less about coffins and stuff like that. So
yeah. Well, there were weapons. They were using like candelabras and like actual like tombstones and stuff. Like Sting bladed immediately for the match, but it was like a 10-minute snooze fest where like the fans were booing because they had like the again like WCW the casket coming down with the smoke and the lights and the fans were booing.
oh, that
So
sucks. Yeah, that's
whatever.
weird. That's
All
weird.
right, that's all I got.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we hope you enjoyed tonight. It was very fun for me. I enjoyed talking about the Be Kind Rewind
Yeah.
matches, and these top fives were awesome. I loved watching this stuff. So join us next week. We should both have crates, so we should be doing a crate unboxing next week, and we
The AEW crate for those of you that don't know what
might
he's talking
possibly
about.
be
All Elite
looking
crate.
at another Be Kind Rewind for the Jake Roberts versus Sting Coal Miners Love match. So we'll talk about that also. So we'll see you guys Thursday, usual time, 7 o'clock for our last point standing. Please help us out. And if you got time, throw us a sub. Adios, everybody.
Bye.